Skoda Fabia MK1 rear door panel with a winding handle, 99 to 2007. If yours has electric rear windows, it's a good idea to take the negative earth lead off first. These panels are held in place by a number of plastic pushing clips around the perimeter, as well as being hooked on the top of the door by a running lip on the panel. Here's the clip positions. It's also secured in the centre by two large Phillips screw bolts hidden inside the handle here. It's also needed to take out a further top screw hidden behind the opening handle, just behind the speaker grill. We also need to take off the winding handle, if yours has one. I'll show you that first. To remove the handle, pull up on the collar away from the knob and it will release and simply pull off. The collar part locks the handle onto the spline. The door handle is exactly like the front handles that I showed you in another video. You have to take this front panel off first by using a thin bent screwdriver or a bit of stiff wire to release the back of the panel. There is a small hole underneath that you need to insert the tool into and push up to the hook tag and then back. The idea here being you need to unhook the tag, but you can find that if you just sort of like push up and wangle it a bit, it'll just eventually free itself. Once you've released the back, then push gently something firm and protective into the crack at the front to release two further clips. Plastic trim tools are ideal for this, but if you don't have that, then a screwdriver will suffice if you protect the end. Just remember to take care as this plastic easily marks. You've just got to have the sort of knack. Once you've got it off, you can just see how it clips on. And of course, if you've got electric windows, this is when you'll disconnect the electrical connection. Here's the part number if you do break it. The remaining door handle panel simply slides satisfyingly forwards to remove it. And if you look underneath, you can see all the hook connectors running all the way along it. Put that on one side and we've revealed the two large Phillips screw bolts that we need to take out. Take those out. And then there's the most difficult bit, fiddly bit, and that's the speaker grill you've got to take off by the opening handle. If you look carefully behind the handle lever, there's a little slotted mark right in the centre which indicates where you need to push a bit of a trim tool in to depress a little catch. The idea here being that releases it. You can easily damage these little grills as the tags are very brittle, which is what I've done on this one and had to resort to gluing it back in place. Try and lift it out from the handle side and lift it outwards, hinging on the pillar side with little hook tags. I'll just show you what the release tag looks like on another door handle. You only need to push your screwdriver in a short way and you should hear it click, and then hinge it outwards. You're aiming to press on this little centre piece in the catch. Take the little T15 screw out. Be careful not to drop it down inside the panel, but don't worry if you do, because you can just retrieve it when you get the panel off anyway. Now it's just a case of popping the perimeter clips off, which are a little bit delicate. It's a good idea to pre-buy some of these little clips before you take the panel off, just in case some break. You'll need some method of releasing the clips, which you can do with a protected flat-bladed screwdriver, but there's a few panel removal tools available that might make the job easier. I've just purchased these trim tools for the job, which are non-marking. As you can see, they're just a simple plastic wedge which you can just slide between the panel and the body to release the clips. I've never actually used these before, so we'll see if they're any good. The idea here is once you've got a couple of them loose, you can actually pull the panel away itself anyway and just pop the remaining clips out. Once you've removed one or two, you can just prise it away a little bit and you can look behind to see where the next clip is. Once all the clips are out, you just need to release the top edge. If you lift it up first by the hinge side, you can stick your fingers in the speaker hole and gently jiggle it up to release it. And then you need to just keep working it up and not to bend it too much. And it'll release all the way along eventually. Because most of it's only made of fiberboard, it'll eventually release further along. You've just got to keep jiggling and fiddling about with it. There we go, it's eventually released. It just lifts off now. Keep a hold of it and then release the release handle catch. Pull the cable ferrule out of its holder and just lift up the nipple. To release the speaker grill connection, just pull back the foam. And you just want to nip together these two little clips at the top and it will slide out. Here's the panel removed with all the clips. When I eventually got the panel off, I was wondering why it was so difficult to release the top edge. Then I noticed the window strip that the panel fits into hadn't released and the whole strip came away at the same time. Although it didn't really matter as the whole thing came off anyway, but it's one thing to watch out for. As you can see, it just clips in the top edge. I'll take it off anyway and refit it. But I'm not surprised because this panel's never been off since it was made about 17 years ago. I guess what you could do if you didn't want that to happen, you could put some thin oil along the seam edge and let that soak in a little bit before you take it off. One of the clips is missing. It's stuck in the inner panel, which I'll just take out, and I'll just put a new one in there. Try and keep the rubbers in place, stop it rattling. They just slot in like so. Refit that back onto the door edge. And I'll put a little bit of oil along the panel channel. Refitting the door panel, we want to line it up to reconnect the speaker connection. That just slots in one way and clicks in. Don't forget to refit it into the foam cover, which stops it making noise rattling about inside the panel. Refit the door catch. Insert the nipple from the top and make sure the ferrule's seated into the holder. And it's a good idea just to pull the lever to make sure it's working. Reinsert the lock indicator. and lift the top edge of the panel onto the seam. You have to be just a little bit careful the indicator doesn't drop out. Once you've got one side in place, run your hands along the whole length, pushing it down into the slot firmly until it clicks nicely into place. Once you're happy with the top edge seating down properly, all the perimeter clips should be in place. You can just bend the panel out a little bit to check this, and then you want to push all the clips home around the perimeter until they all snugly click into place. Refit the T15 screw, holding the panel up against the door body. And then refit the speaker grille, making sure it clicks home into place. Put the two large Phillips screws back. And the large rear top handle panel, first locating it slightly forward of its location clip holes and then pull satisfyingly towards the rear of the car, clicking it nicely into place. With the front panel, hook the front clip in, make sure the rear tab's in the slot and align the front tabs. Then you should be able to just push down until each clip is clicked into place. Locate the winding handle onto the spline. Wind the window up and take it off again and align it to where you want it to be. Push it fully onto the spline and click the collar back into place. And there we have it, job's a good one. Thank you for watching. Hope this video helped you out, guys. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.